My lovely people, good morning and welcome to God Loves You channel, the home of news. If it is your first time of coming across this wonderful platform and you like what we are doing here, kindly subscribe, put on your notification bell to all notifications. This will enable you to know when we upload a new video. Here we react to all forms of videos, especially what is happening in Nigeria. If you like this kind of content, subscribe, and after watching, always drop your thought, your opinion. You are free to criticize, but let us always do it constructively so that at the end, nobody will be offended. Yes. So let's hop into today's video. Remember to share after watching, and God will bless you.
Nobody has ever depicted the Yoruba culture like the Brazilians. Nobody has ever depicted Yoruba culture like the Brazilians. I'm watching this carnival in Brazil and I'm shocked at what I've seen so far. I'm shocked at the revelation, at the storytelling, at the imagery, at the aesthetics. Watching the Ogun, god of iron, watching Yemoja in this particular Brazilian carnival, you'll be shocked that Yoruba is being projected by some people far away in Brazil than the Yorubas themselves, the progenitors of that culture. And one Fulani will come from one Sahel, jump into Nigeria and bring religion and tell you that religion comes before your culture. Want to erase your identity, want to erase your heritage so that they can take over your lands. Is it not irony that these things are happening? If you see, I want you to go and watch these videos. The Brazilian carnival depicting the Yoruba culture. This is a billion-dollar industry. You can make billions of dollars. I'm somebody that like culture. I love to know who my forefathers were like. Sometimes, the last time I went to the village, I had to go to some sites to understand who were my forefathers. What imagery will represent them? What lineage did I come from? All these things are very, very important. History is very important. The reasons why the whites will have an edge over the blacks is because of history. I'm telling you, my brother, the whites will always have an edge over the blacks because of history. They were able to put down some things, some imagery. In fact, they came into Africa and took some of our items and took it abroad. They started using it to make money because they knew the importance of imagery. This is the lesson the Brazilians are teaching Yoruba people. So anybody that is trying to bring in Sharia into the southern part of Nigeria, that person is joking. Because first, your culture comes before your identity as a person on this earth. You are not mistaken to become a Yoruba, Igbo, or Hausa. Your culture comes first before your religion. Who are you? I'm a Yoruba person. Then what is your belief system? I'm a Christian, I'm a Muslim, I'm a traditional person. So no religion should come in and replace your culture. That's why any pushback against the Sharia, I'm in for it 100%. We mount die. We will contribute to anything that is going to erase our culture. Do you believe the most powerful indigenous culture in Brazil is the Yoruba culture and religion? The most powerful indigenous culture and religion is in Cuba, Brazil. In Cuba, the most powerful indigenous culture in Brazil and Cuba is the Yoruba religion and culture. You'll be shocked at that. I saw Yemoja, I saw Ogun, and I was shocked at what I saw. Let me come back to my brothers in the southeast, because one of the reasons why I am so bitter at the Ohanese and some of the custodians of the culture is because they are not taking steps to preserve. You see, the Yorubas can make a lot of money, billions of dollars, if they can replicate what these Brazilians are doing. Yes, billions of dollars if they can replicate what these Brazilians are doing. Because from that carnival alone, if you know how much billions of dollars that is being raked in, why don't you construct sculptures in Osun State? Let there be an area whereby you tell the stories of your ancestors through images, through artifacts, through archaeological excavation. You tell the story, beautiful stories, and you hold carnivals year in, year out. People will come from all over the world to attend, to see, to understand the culture and civilization of the people. Not some fanatic somewhere, some Fulani jihadist somewhere come and tell you that Islam, this one is not, this one is this, don't this, Imam cannot bow down to Oba. Who are you? A Fulani using Islam as a guise. Look at what Saudi Arabia is doing with the culture of the Muslims. They are using it to make money. The holy site, that is a culture, a civilization. Where Muhammad did all these things, that's a civilization. Look at Israel. They are using the religious civilization to make money. Where Jesus and everybody has a story to tell. The religion itself has a story that is telling. So people's culture will not be erased because of the story of somebody in Israel or somebody in Medina or in Saudi Arabia. The religion of a people will not be erased because of that. So that's why we will push back any attempt by anybody from anywhere to make it look like we are less. Like somebody will come and tell me that's okay, being a Muslim is better than you identifying with your Igbo, whatever. What does it mean? People that convert to Islam, they change their name. You cannot use your father's or ancestors' name to become a Muslim. Yes, you cannot use it. They will put something, an Arabic name. Does God speak Arab? What language does God speak? You bring all sorts of propaganda, all sorts of conspiracy theories, and want to force it on the minds of people and use that to control their mindset, and you come and tell me what is bad in my name as Onyedikachi Chukwueke. What is bad in that name? Okay, if I convert to a particular religion, I must answer Uthman before I can identify. Using style to erase people's culture. Billions of dollars can be made. The governors in Southwest can use that opportunity. Look at some of the things that are exemplified in that Brazilian carnival. You can have those sculptures of those things and tell the stories. People will come from all corners of the world to come and see what me, I would like to go and see. I love those kind of things. I don't even see. Sometimes I wonder whether these people that are in the Southeast, whether they are human beings. All over these years, we started Nollywood. The Southeasterners started Nollywood. The Yorubas have taken over Nollywood, and they're using Nollywood to tell stories about their culture. Which of the histories of the Southeasterners have our Nollywood actors or producers? How many stories have they? Even Benin people, they told us the story of that Oba that was deposed. There's a film about it. How many of our producers, how many of our big men are willing to support such ventures, such feat, to tell the stories of the Igbo people? Or don't they see it as important? The Yoruba language is widely accepted, widely spoken than the Igbo language. Understand that. I'm an Igbo person. I'm proud to be an Igbo person. I'm a Biafran. I'm proud to be an Igbo person. If I come back to this life, I will still become an Igbo person. So that will not stop me from saying the facts and the truth. We are neglecting our base. We are neglecting what we need to. I was born in Lagos. I wish I was born in the Southeast. Now, if I don't see fire for fire, I tell you now. Because the blood that is of my ancestors that is running in my veins, we are angry that some of us, we go and do research and history. We seem to not have a central information about the Igbo people. We seem not to. I've said it before, as an average Yoruba person about the history of the Yoruba, they will have something to say, even though they are not, it might not be accurate, it might not be correct. However, they will have something to say. So you as an Igbo person, Ohaneze, our traditional rulers and our chiefs, governors. As an average Igbo person, the history, an average, understand the English language, the history of the Igbo people, you will see that we are disengaged from our culture, heritage, and tradition. If we can tell about Nri, Eri, if we can tell about use imagery, you mold something, imagery depicting who they were, not just an ordinary imagery. This imagery should be so convincing, telling the stories of the language we used to speak those days. There's a particular language the Igbos used to speak. Tell the Igbos of kings, deities, and societies. Let there be a central information, a place whereby you study about the Igbo people. Whether it's a village, the only place you understand is the war. Some of the, I think is in Abia State, the bunker and everything. That's the only thing. That is history. That is not about our culture and civilization. Those that have this knowledge should not die without knowledge. They should put it in books. It should be replicated in storytelling. Those that can write should write it in as stories. Those that can make a movie about it should make movies about it. The government needs to be very, very much involved, because some of these things need money to run. Some of these, they need funds. I've said it before. A Yoruba actor, actress, or a Yoruba producer can go and meet one Yoruba big man, and say, we want to tell the story of Yemoja. Please, we need your support. The Yoruba big man will be interested and willing to support that producer. How many of our Igbo big men are interested in pushing for a display of our culture, a preservation of our, how many of them are interested? Misplaced priorities up and down. Misplaced priorities. It is a lesson for the Yorubas. Look at, I've never seen. Even the Calabar Carnival, I don't know what stories the Calabars are telling, whether it is their culture. But you can see what the Brazilians are doing. I don't know, say it is like this. I'm shocked. As I was watching the videos, I was opening my mouth. I said, is this not some of the deities in Yoruba land that's been depicted in Uruguay, in Cuba, in Brazil? And when the Yorubas come online and start making all sort of brags, these are evidences. I'm watching it now. The only thing here is that they use their language. They use their own language. The culture is there, but they use their own language. They tap into the ingenuity of the Yoruba deity, culture, and heritage, but they still preserve their language. If it's some Muslim persons now, they will tell you this one, that one. We have said it. Any Igbo person, see, we need to focus on how we can preserve our culture. Somebody was telling me, can you speak in the language, in your Igbo language? Can you do this? Can you do that? You see, one thing about Igbo is that your reaction to suggestions tells the kind of, I don't use some words against you. We know that there's a problem. I identify a problem. I'm trying to provide a solution to a problem. And you're trying to look okay by asking me, can I? If some of our forefathers had done what they really needed to do, some of us will not be in this situation. Every day, I try as much as I can to take a literature on Igbo and read, so that I can be well versed, because I am much more interested in my heritage, in preserving the Igbo heritage. I've seen other people having their agenda. I told you, the north, the south, the east, everybody have their agenda. The Fulani have their own separate agenda from your agenda, from your political agenda. The Fulani, their own, made them take over Nigeria. The Yorubas is to make sure that they make the southwest viable. They play the politics. Look at what Tinubu is doing now. Tinubu is moving from one place to another, building bridges, taking advantage of the fact that his father is the president, trying to make himself relevant, presenting himself to different young people. He's targeting the young upcoming politicians. I told you that this Tinubu you see, if you don't fear him, you go fear him. After he leaves presidency, He is using his son to build bridges. He's not targeting the old politicians. He's targeting the young politicians. You know, those that are in charge of structures, whether it is government structures, whether it's party structures all over the state. For instance, maybe this constituency, now will be the Baba there. We are getting old now. So what Tinubu will do is that he will go to a younger, maybe the child of the Baba, or those younger people that are influential, build that relationship with them. So that when the Baba die, those people that are coming up will take over that structure. So that's what Tinubu is doing. He's building across the Niger, taking advantage of his father's popularity as president. He wouldn't have done it if Tinubu went president. So he's taking advantage of the fact. And we are all seated here looking at it. The Yorubas have their agenda. I don't know what is the South-South agenda. I don't know what is the South-East agenda. What is our agenda? The Yorubas can do more. I love learning about cultures, traditions, and societies. If they can set up a comprehensive, you see, there's no time to watch or waste time. To waste time on this thing. You must try and do something. Because the stories that's been told in this Brazilian festival, my brother, I never seen them before. In the whole my existence in Yoruba land, I've not seen or watched or got win. There's one in Lagos. It's not compared. I think Randall Center in Lagos. It's not compared. If you're a Yoruba person, you have not watched the Brazilian carnival, you need to go and watch it to learn more about Yoruba tradition. We Igbos can do better. We need to start now. I envy nobody. I'm not envying anybody. If we are not doing right, we are not doing right. I'm not envying anybody. I'm not envying Yoruba people. I don't know. All those banter they are doing on social media, that is their problem. I know the real Igbo man. I've met some Igbo men. I've listened to some Igbo men. An Igbo man in his full chi, an Igbo man in his full capacity, in his full nature, divine nature, is a god. An Igbo man, I've said it before, in his full capacity, in his full nature, is a god. Let us not lose. Let us not focus. Let us look. See, I'm giving the Ohanese from now in next 5, 6, 7, 8 years. The governors also should be part of this. Let monies be pumped into our heritage, our culture, our own civilization, telling the stories of our civilization to our young people. Because we have so many young, brilliant, so many young, promising people that don't really know nothing about the Igbo culture. Don't know anything, really anything tangible about their own village culture. I traveled to the village. I could not rest. I went up and down asking questions about my own village, about this festival, about the Omenala, the traditions of the land. I was asking questions. Because if I went to go and, okay, where can I get this information from? They'll say, go to the Igwe. Is there no place, whether online, offline, whether, because the world is going global. It's going global. It is civilization against civilization. The stronger civilization will prey on the weaker civilization. Some languages are going extinct because of this negligence. Is there a place I can go and see the Ahabai Main, the history of Ahabai Main? Somebody telling the history, or people, learned scholars come together and tell the history of Ahabai Main. Is there a site, a place I can go? Is there a book? Is there a document? Is there a literature that tells about it? Is there a film? Is there a film production? Are there things, articles or things I can look at to understand? These are the very, very important things that preserve our culture. That's why I said, that's why the Oyibo is ahead of us. We have so many civilizations. The black man, you know that Jesus is a black man, you know that. All these years I've been telling you he's a white man. Do you know that Jesus is not a white man? As predicted in Catholic churches, you put those statues and everything. Do you know that? But because we do not pen down our history, the reasons why you see the Yorubas have this little history is because history of passing it from mouth to mouth, from generation to generation. My father had not told us about the history of our village. most Igbo parents do not take time to tell their children about the history, well, where they come from. We just are focused on things that will eventually, if we don't take time, the next generation that is coming, whether Yoruba, Igbo, if you don't take time, our culture, tradition will be weakened by these Fulani people if you don't take time. The Fulani are consistent people. Are you not shocked that the Fulani can speak Hausas? It is very hard for an Hausa person to speak Fulani to feed. Are you not shocked? The Fulanis can speak Hausa. It is difficult for an Hausa person to speak a Fulani language. These people, they preserve their language and culture, and they are consistent on it. They are preserving it. They come into your land, learn your language, demystify it, and play around you. And at the end of the day, they jettison whatever. No more. Go to the northern part of Nigeria. Most cultures are going extinct. Most people are not even interested in their culture. They are not even interested. They are not even concerned whether is there any culture. All their own is to eat, sleep, drink, and drink beer, and go for a wedding, go for burial, the spray money, the share Igwe, you put all these ones. Don't let pride kill us as a people. Grace is God rejected he rejects the proud and give grace. We need grace to tell. I will write a book. I'm consulting. I'm frequenting my own hometown. I will start from my hometown. I'll write a book about my village and about our civilization. I will share with you. That's the least, that is the one I can do with the little funds I have. The government at large, at the states, at the national level, the Ohanese, they need to keep on doing these things. What is it? This issue we are wearing. The issue we are wearing. There's the red, there's the white. When they put white, when you wear it like this, it is white.